Kurds carve out their own region in northern Syria. They approved a document that declares a federal democratic system, and they said they would outline the future region's government. But that's not going over well in Geneva, where delegations from Syria's government and the main rebel opposition are holding peace talks. For more on that, we go to Natalie Carney. She's live in Istanbul.
Well, the idea of Rojava in the north of Syria Federation really isn't getting much traction, quite frankly, Mike. The document drawn up by the Kurdistan Democratic Unions Party, or the PYD, was swiftly denounced by the Syrian government, by the Syrian opposition, and as well by the Union of Arab and Turkmen Tribes, which does make up a pretty significant majority of the population in northern Syria, where this federation would exist. Not even the Kurdish groups, or all Kurdish groups, are in agreement to it.
The Kurdish National Council are in favor of federalism, a federal state, and a sectarian constitution, but not in this formula. It should be within a national Syrian agreement confirmed in the constitution of the country. This announcement is not federalism, but an adventurous, uncalculated decision with no legal, political, or constitutional validity.
The U.S. as well has previously said it would not recognize a call for autonomy in the north of Syria, and Turkey, for its part, it has long considered the PYD a terrorist organization, an extension from its own Kurdish separatist group, the PKK, and has long said that it is very concerned about any sort of empowerment of any Kurdish fighting forces along its border with Syria. Mike?
Natalie, let's take a step back to the violence this weekend. We understand a terror group is now claiming responsibility for Sunday's Ankara bombing.
Yeah, this is actually a very unfortunate example of why Turkey is very concerned about an empowered Kurdish fighting force in Syria, which could then influence the Kurdish separatists here in Turkey. TAK, the Kurdistan Freedom Hawks, claimed responsibility for Sunday's attack. They are what has been regarded as a hardline offshoot of the PKK, the terrorist organization here in Turkey. They said in a statement online that they do claim responsibility, and the attack was in revenge for military operations in the southeast of the country, and that the attack was aimed at security forces, and they did not intend to kill civilians. Unfortunately, 37 people lost their lives on Sunday evening when two members of TAK blew themselves up in a car in the very heart of the capital, Ankara. TAK, the Kurdistan Freedom Hawks, were formed back in 2004 and have conducted a number of attacks across the country since, including one as well in the capital only a few weeks ago, which led to the deaths of 29 people. In previous statements, they've also threatened attacks to air service and says that further casualties of civilians is inevitable. Mike?
Natalie Carney, live for us in Istanbul.